Hi, everybody. Welcome to Healing with Love. Thank you so much for joining me. So, today I was inspired to do a quick pick a card, visiting my friend Gabby, and she had a couple of three decks that I really wanted to work with. So, I'm going to do three piles. And today we are focusing on what do you need to hear right now? What does the universe want to tell you? Or what's going on with you in your life? Like, pinpointing what it is that you need to hear today. So we're going to begin. We've got pile one here, which is, apologies, this is pile one. We're going to be doing pick a crystal. This is Petrified Wood. We've got beautiful Lepidolite, and we have Phantom Quartz. So beautiful. Okay. My apologies. So here we go. You got your pile, and we are going to begin with pile one. So if you picked pile one, this is your song. We got one song, and we're going to do some cards. So here we go. The first song was Anna Sun by Walk the Moon. And do you know this house is falling apart? We'd like to say this house is falling apart. We've got no money, but we've got heart. We're going to rattle this ghost town. This house is falling apart, which is really interesting because you might want to watch this reading over here as well, because this card is, this is ghost. It's phantom quartz, but it's also ghost quartz. So I'm seeing ghost activity, lights flickering, things like that going on. And I'm seeing like somebody repairing a house or doing like some sort of renovations or some sort of repairs at the house, on a house, or in a home. And you know how he says, we've got no money, but we've got heart. So not to worry about finances. You can't buy love. You can't buy experiences and compassion and all that stuff. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with this deck. So let's see. Whoa, that flew out. I was only going to do one, but here we go with two. Five of Cups, Two of Swords in reverse. Okay, let's put those here. The Moth. Interesting. My friend Gabby just pulled that card out the other day when she was showing me her decks. A merry motive. I love this because it's very holiday, Christmas. Almost feeling like maybe there's not enough, almost I feel like the sadness about Christmas. So I'm going to flip these over so you can see. Well, actually, you can see them here. In order for me to read them, I'm going to leave them like this. Sorry. Okay, so here we go. We are going to start with the Two of Swords and the Five of Cups. And this book describes it as slightly different than traditional tarot. So I'm going to just go in here and we are going to discuss the Five of Cups. And we're going to discuss the Two of Swords. And it's a Two of Swords in reverse. So now, traditionally, if you look at the card, okay, so on my end, it's in reverse, but we're gonna read it both ways. Look at that beautiful. Isn't this just the most gorgeous deck? I absolutely love it. I think it's Tarot of the Divine, but the artwork is phenomenal. And this like reminds me of myself. This one also definitely reminds me of me. But this isn't about me. This is about us as a collective, right? So here we go. We've got the Two of Swords. So this talks about indecision, lies being exposed, delays, overwhelming fear. So I'm seeing some sort of transformation happening, some sort of lies being and wanting to move forward. Like, somebody had been deceiving you and you found out the truth. And it's about, and with this Five of Cups here, it's almost like you had to walk away from that, right? But this is India. So Hindu epic Ramayana. And look how gorgeous she is, and she's in the fire. Like her eyes are closed, and she doesn't know that there's a fire going on around her. And she doesn't care. She's protected. She's got those swords covering her, and she's divinely protected. So she's protected from the lies and the things that people try to do to her. They can't touch her. So the Two of Swords represents being stuck between hard choices. Siddha's decision between Skyla and Charybdis is not easy and cannot be made blindly. It calls for self-reflection. Things can only remain balanced for so long before a move must be made. So this is about, lies being exposed and you trying to move forward. Upright facing fears, right? A stalemate, not making a decision. Being in a precarious position, but I'm seeing a decision that needs to be made, and it has to do with the holidays. Maybe like trying to decide what you're going to do to the holidays, where you're going to go to the holidays, or maybe even trying to decide a gift for somebody. But I'm seeing the decision of it. And with the Five of Cups, and I love this because it is Mexican folklore, and I was talking to you guys about how that looks like me. So the Five of Cups is useless regret without learning. Jealous of her husband's new wife, La Llorona, oh my God, it's La Llorona, drowns her own children, and now her wailing ghost wanders the earth. She continues to wallow in grief, refusing to seek redemption or happiness. So I was talking about ghosts. There's ghosts again, a ghost story. So I feel like I need to put Phantom Quartz here. The transformation, right? Upright. This is all about self-pity, feeling guilt, regret, stagnation, depression. And it's interesting because all the crystals that I use, the ghost quartz, this one is Lepidolite, which is all about healing depression. And we have this one, which is about your ancestors and the ancestors coming through, the ghosts of the past. So definitely healing some family bonds, I'm hearing. And maybe it's difficult time for the holidays with family. But, in reverse, it talks about moving on. So we want to reverse this, moving on, forgiveness, acceptance, finding peace and encouragement, letting go of, these things that no longer serve you, right? Forgiving yourself, forgiving those who hurt you. La Llorona continues crying and crying and crying. ¿Dónde están mis hijos? Right? Because she doesn't have this the capacity for honest self-reflection to see that she's the one that hurt her children. La Llorona hurt her children, but she plays the victim that somebody hurt her children, but it was actually her hurting her children. So I'm seeing like a parent that hurt a child, right? Deciding if you want to maybe think about that parent during the holidays. Okay, that was a little deep on that one, but we're going to get to the moth. Off the Animal Spirit deck. The way that this deck is, it kind of is all like air. Okay, it doesn't really have air cards. So I'm assuming it's near 140. Bat bee, because it's got wings. No? Oh, this is really not cool when I can't figure it out. Here it is, moth. All right. Hasty, wishful. The moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. So this is about decisions, right? This person's trying to decide, like indecisive of like, the grass is greener over there, or should I go over there? That's what I'm seeing with this. So moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex no matter the illusion. No one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. So when in balance, enthusiastic and whimsical. When out of balance, idealizes others, jittery. To bring into balance, finish a project. So maybe there's a project you've been wanting to finish, or it doesn't have to be a project. It can be something that you've been wanting to do. And in this case, I'm seeing making a decision about forgiving somebody and moving forward, or letting it go, walking away from that, right? And this can be about family, or this can be in relationships, or it can be a job. It can be anything. But in this sense, I'm seeing it like something about family. Okay. Let's get to this beautiful card right here. It is a merry motive, number 20. So I'm hearing merry, like Christmas, Merry Christmas, a merry motive. And I love all the lights twinkling around. Oops, Frankie's medicine alarm. I love the lights jingling around, representing, like moths to a flame. You know how if those moths were there, they'd be coming to this light. So beautiful. Okay, so merry motive, number 20. Knowing your own motives, understanding what drives you to meet your goals, the momentum your attention creates, the wisdom behind your intentions. You've chosen a path, you've set an intention, and you've begun to move forward. So I feel like, we started at the beginning with this indecisiveness, and then we moved to the end of the reading, and it's like, okay, I've made my decision. I've thought about it, right? You've begun to move forward to a goal. You feel compelled to keep going, but do you know the why behind this drive? Do you truly want what you're pursuing, or are you chasing a destination? Oh my God, look at again, pursuing something. This was talking about like the grass is greener, wanting to pursue something. Hey, Frankie, stop it. So how will it make others feel about you or feel about yourself? Are you chasing a destination with anticipation of how it will make others feel about you or how you feel about yourself? So I'm seeing like Mexico. I'm seeing India over here. Maybe a trip, taking a trip. You must choose to be in the flow of experience, relishing the moment. Surrender your expectation to the higher power rather than being guided by your limited self. The most important aspect to consider now is where you place your focus, because that's where the energy will flow. If you are resentful, the outer world will show you more opportunities to be resentful. And, we talk about Llorona being very resentful, right? If you are envious of others, competitive, and overly ambitious, you will always feel as if you are not enough. If you focus on gratitude and compassion for others, you will see even more reasons to be grateful and loving. When you look for abundance, it has an uncanny way of multiplying in your life. So if you're unsure about your motives, the results will just be as clear. The results will be just as unclear. Dig deep to understand your why. If your true desire is to experience X, let go of your attachment to the form that X is supposed to come in. Make sure your motive is merry and joyful, clear and honest, and aim true. Trust that the universe will be provided and the outcome that is a perfect match for your intention. It always does. So it's on page 69, representing not twin flame energy. It does represent twin flames, but it represents balance, yin and yang, two things coming together to create, in harmony and working in harmony, right? And so we do have a 2 and 2 here as well. So I'm seeing a partnership, some sort of a creative partnership. I'm seeing being very patient, like you've been patient, and this decision that you want to make. We want to make sure that it's coming from a transformative place, right? That it's best for you and for everybody involved. And walk away from these cups. Walk away from these cups that are no longer filled, right? They're empty. There's still 2 cups here standing. Look at that. 2 cups. 2, 2, 2. You might be seeing 2, 2, 2 a lot. 2 cups standing, representing there's still 2 cups there. Focus on the good. Focus on what is still there for you, what you want in your life. What was the song? And when the song "Walk the Moon," I'm thinking of like the shadow stuff, the things that we hide, that we don't show to others, but also the things that are hidden from us. And I feel like things that were hidden from you are being revealed, and truths are being revealed, right? There was somebody that was deceptive, and the truth is being revealed. The light is shining on it. So this is going to allow you to make choices in how to move forward, if you want these kind of people in your lives or not. Okay. Moving on to pile number 2. Okay, so we've got Lepidolite, and Lepidolite is all about, it's a great crystal for any type of mental things like depression, anxiety, OCD, etc. It's a great crystal for healing those aspects, healing the third eye, any type of third eye balance, crown chakra balance, where we feel disconnected from others. This allows us to bring us back into unity and oneness, and realizing that I am you and you are me and we are one. So if you've been feeling a disconnection, a loneliness, a sadness, this is a great crystal to relieve any type of, emotional hurt. Okay, so the song that came through here was Dancing on My Own by Tuvlo. The original is Robin who sings that. And, the song itself is about an ex that moves on, your ex moving on with somebody else, the ex moving on with somebody else. And they're in the corner watching you. And so I can see like somebody watching your social media, watching you move on with your life, or maybe feeling that, or you watching somebody move on. So somebody being watched, which can feel a little unsettling sometimes. The amount of times I want to make my social media private, but I don't, because that would be me living in fear, right? And I try to live my life in fear. So I always am an open book, and there's nothing that I hide. So yeah. Okay, so we're going to start. We want to start with, let's get our cards back. So we're going to start with number 1. So what is the message? Oh, and the song is Dancing on My Own. So maybe you have been dancing, or thinking about dancing, or dancing around your house, or thinking of taking a dance class. So dancing. I'm in the corner watching you kiss her. Oh, I'm right over here. Why can't you see me? Oh. So what's interesting about that, I also think of like ghosts when I think of that song, because it's like a ghost sometimes does, when they don't know they've passed on, they're almost like, hey, I'm right over here. Why can't you see me? And, we have the phantom quartz that I brought in, and it popped up in reading 1, and here it is popping up again. So phantom quartz. Here we go. First card. It is the 6 of Swords. And that was in reverse. The buffalo. Interesting. I got a story about that buffalo. Okay. Great big love. Interesting. Okay, very cool. Somebody said you got a new friend. Does he love you better than I can? So we got 6 of Swords in reverse. If you look at them, initially when I think of 6 of Swords, it's like a battle, right? They're battling, and they've had a big battle in traditional tarot, and they're paddling to safety, solid ground, right? So this is in reverse. 6 of Swords. This is such a cute deck. I can't even, I'm telling you, I was talking about it in pile 1. Just the cutest deck. Look at that artwork. Tarot of the Divine, I think it's called. Let's see. Yeah, Tarot of the Divine, a deck and guidebook by Yoshitani. There it is. It's such a cool deck. Okay, so 6 of Swords. In reverse, it discusses feeling trapped, instability, canceled travel, abuse, unresolved issues. So there may be some of you that have been feeling trapped in a situation. The holiday travel has been canceled. You've had some abusive relationships in the past. It could be mental, it could be physical, and a lot of unresolved issues involving that, especially during the holidays when it comes to family, right? So, because here I see a child in the boat, and childhood wounds, childhood trauma. This is Danae and Perseus. Interesting, because Perseus has been popping up. The Greek story of Perseus in mythology, and I literally just posted before this Medusa in my stories on my Instagram. So the 6 of Swords represents leaving behind a tumultuous waters, for a future that is calm and promising. After being imprisoned by her own father, Danae and her young son Perseus escape. Perseus will eventually grow to defeat the Gorgon Medusa. So there's Medusa again popping up. So that's the second time Medusa has popped up today. And there's various different tales about Medusa. Of course, everybody says, Medusa was, Athena. Medusa was raped, and Athena, to punish her, because I'm forgetting who it was that did it, but it was Athena's person, and so she supposedly punished her by putting the snakes on her head, and then people would look at her, they turned to stone. But actually, the true story that I discovered by it was Athena's compassion for Medusa and what she had to go through because of her beauty and people coveting her. She put these snakes on her head to protect her because nobody would come near her with these snakes. So now nobody would ever RAPE her, right? So to me, it's more of a story of compassion and, women not being safe because they're women, right? They possess a beauty sometimes that can overtake some people. So anyway, this is about, moving forward. It's in reverse. So, plans being canceled. But in upright, it's about moving forward. So I feel like even though things have been, you're feeling trapped and instability and canceled and unresolved issues, I feel like there's still time to be strong like this buffalo, right? There's still time to have this great big love. Even though you've gone through this in the past, even though you've been through, trying times, right? So buffalo, and buffalo is interesting because when I did some hypnosis one time, and I think buffalo was the word. White buffalo was the word, but let me find it here because it's hard to find the way that this book is set up. Here it is, buffalo. So here's the buffalo card. Grounded yet heavenly, practical yet spiritual. Love it. So the hooves of the mighty buffalo are grounded in the earth, yet its heart and mind rise toward the heaven. The buffalo sees challenge, hardship, or a bump in the road as an opportunity for upliftment. Therefore, the buffalo does not fear death, illness, or misfortune. Its gentle eyes look to the road ahead, trusting every turn. May all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time, and may we allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. So when in balance, trusting, pure presence, right? When out of balance, restless, lacks gratitude. To bring into balance, prayer and bhakti. So I feel like, out of balance, this was talking about instability and, this is restlessness and this feeling of needing to trust the process, needing to trust that everything happens for a reason, right? If plans were canceled, there's a reason for it, right? And you go, we can always revisit that again soon. So buffalo. And then we've got great big love, number 26. So number 8, I'm seeing power, money. I'm seeing great love because 2, of course, is the love number and 6 is also the number. So this is great love coming. This is about letting go of this, right? Getting yourself to safety. Let's put it back upright. They're in rocky water. They're in smooth waters right now. And, when you're in waters, you feel emotional. So I'm feeling like emotional, like hurt and, like when a person breaks up with somebody, right? And let's say they see them move on and it's fairly new and you're just like, it's hurt. Like, what are you doing to me? But these emotional waters, eventually you're going to land on solid ground and you're going to say, oh, I understand. I understand why all that had to happen. Because the buffalo is very trusting, right? Like learning to trust again. So great big love without conditions, romantic love, and how that experience changes you. Deep and profound, harmonious connections, soulmate. So this is a soulmate card. So after all this that you've gone through, there's this stable and trusting big love coming for you. You've gone through this where, people almost were narcissistic, right? Where it's all about them and very controlling and all these energies. And it's like you're moving past that, right? To this buffalo energy of great love, very stable and secure and grounded and trusting. Love heals all wounds, begins all life. It sustains you when you are starving for grace, when you stumble and fall, and when you lose sight of your purpose and fall prey to the limited perspective of the ego. Now is the time to fall in love and call the awareness of the great big love that made you, which is ever pulsing through your veins. There's a heightened sense of awareness in the beginning stages of a relationship, when nothing else matters but who is in front of you. You see them, you see yourself in them, and you move in sync with the cadence of your hearts. You're surrendered to the magic you share and engage in a harmonious dance that is seamless in its movements, rising and falling with each moment, each breath. Although this card may portend to such an intimate connection, you don't have to wait for a partner to experience it. You're being invited now to explore love in all its beauty. Can you love without conditions, without needing things to be perfect? Do you love your life? What do you do? So gratitude, this was talking about having gratitude for the life and the experiences, right? Even the heartache, because the heartaches teach us a lesson. Do you love your life? What do you do and how do you contribute to the world? Today, invite love with the capital L into your inquiry. You will be amazed and oh my God, you will be amazed. Okay, so you might want to watch number 3 because the song that came through in number 3 was Maybe I'm Amazed. So I love how all these readings just bleed together in one. You'll be amazed and your very question may be changed. As a result, love is the strength you need today, the lens you must look through to find the truth and your way. Love is the way, and the only answer. So infinite love is the only truth. Everything else is illusion. If your heart, there's just, there's earthly, energy love, like the money, sex, power, ego type of love, like, looks, physicality, that kind of chemistry. But then there's profound love, heart connection love, where you see each other's soul. And I feel like after all this, you're grateful for the experience and you're moving into this gratitude for all the loves that you've had in your life and all that they've taught you. And you're moving into this big, great love. 8 is infinity, infinite love. And I feel like all this healing, all this trauma from past relationships and letting it go, not judging them, everybody is doing their best from their level of understanding and awareness. You got to remember that. So if somebody's insecure, it's because they're working on things. It's got nothing to do with you. Somebody's jealous, it's got nothing to do with you. It's them. So focus on you and these heart-centered connections. Okay, moving on to number 3. Maybe I'm amazed at the way you love me all the time. Okay, where did my cards go? Here. Okay, moving on to 3, Phantom Quartz. Interesting, phenomenal crystal. If you look at it, it's got like, it almost looks like there's a little ghost inside, an apparition inside there. This is Phantom Quartz. It is used for connecting with the spirit realm and people that have crossed over on the other side. A very powerful crystal, as you have seen in all the readings, ghost of the past, ghost of our ancestors have been popping up. So it's a great crystal for working with the spirit realm. Okay, here we go. Let's start. What do you need to hear today? And it's also about letting go of the fear of, a lot of people have they're afraid of ghosts because they don't understand. And, we fear what we don't understand. But when you understand energy, the fear dissipates. Okay, so let's see what we've got. What do you need to know today? Maybe I'm amazed at the way you look. Queen of Swords. Beautiful cards. Oh my goodness. I was just talking about in the past readings. I love these cards. It's absolutely gorgeous. Queen of Swords upright. The fox. I love it. The fox is it's the twin flame mascot, but it's one of my favorites. People think they're sly and sneaky, but they're just very smart and very keen, very aware. Beyond the ordinary. So let us begin. So the song that came through for you guys, which actually came through in pile 2 as well as in the reading, one of the cards said, maybe you're amazed. And the song that came through for you guys is Maybe I'm Amazed by Paul McCartney, or Wings. Maybe I'm amazed at the way you love me all the time. Maybe I'm amazed at the way I love you. Amazed at the way you pull me out of time. Hung me on the line. Maybe I'm amazed at the way I really need you. Maybe I'm a man. Maybe I'm a lonely man who's in the middle of something that they don't really understand. Maybe I'm a man, and maybe you're the only woman who could ever help me. Maybe could you help me understand? So it's about meeting somebody that they're just amazing. You're amazed by the way that they can understand you, and they can read your soul. Just this amazement, a Queen of Swords energy. Somebody who's very analytical, very, can see things in a very profound way. So let us get to the Queen of Swords. The cards are a little bit different in this deck than the traditional tarot, so I'm going to read what this card says. So the Queen of Swords, upright, protection, meaningful criticism, tough love, skepticism, intelligence. So the Queen of Swords, and this is the Arabic folktale, China. The Queen of Swords is a fierce and exciting force. Turandot does not forget betrayal, so her judgments, while fair and principled, seem brutal and cold. Still, she is open-minded and intelligent and can be charming and witty when she chooses. So this talks about, sometimes we get hardened by our past experiences and our hurts and our pains. But it's reminding us to not let that, because, when we hold on to those things, which would be in reverse, there'd be a lot of bitterness and vindication, judgment, malice, pessimism. But so when we step into the upright position, it's telling us, to understand the meaning of all this and why you had to go through those things, right? Being fair and non-judgmental. And it's also somebody who, it's reminding me of life path number 7. They can be, life path number 7 and 8 can be very tactless in their communication. And their mind, it's like, well, I'm just speaking the truth. But they forget that truth without kindness is cruelty. So always remember, when you're speaking your truth, how does that affect the other person? The art of communication requires a lot of tact. So I'm seeing that as well for Christmas time. Remember the art of communication, be tactful in your communication, be open-minded, because this Queen of Swords is very open-minded. She's very charming and witty when she chooses to be, but she also makes very wise choices as well. Okay, so we got the fox, foxy lady. Oh, I just literally opened to a fox. So smart, strong partner or mate, a wise teacher. So this is very strong. So this is Queen of Swords. She's a very strong person. And then we have strong partner here. And maybe I'm amazed. The song, he also talks about this partner who's very strong and very wise, and just they're amazed by them. So the fox is an enchanted creature with plenty of mystique to go around. And I love that the fox came through, because one of the animals in China, the kitsune in Japanese culture and in China, they revere the fox as an omen. So fox personalities are skillful in business, and yeah, she's also skillful in business, and also make great teachers. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners, as they commit to relationships for the long term, and their keeps things exciting. Fox energy helps us stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. So when in balance, magical, ingenious teacher, monogamous. This is a very loyal energy. When out of balance, sneaky, unsure of their identity. So when a person's out of balance, they can, be unsure of just how amazing they are. And so the grass was always greener on the other side, because they aren't sure about their own grass. To bring into balance partnership and connection. So I love this fox, just the cutest little fox ever. Oh, Foxy. Foxy lady. Dun, dun, dun. 45, number 9. So the ending of something. From chaos comes clarity. The ending of the year. So something may be going on for New Year's Eve. Something amazing happening for New Year's Eve. Maybe there's this partnership. But it's also the humanitarian, building solid foundations for the future. Solid, magical foundations, because 5 to me can represent magic and travel. Beyond the ordinary. And if you look at her, it looks like she's got wings. Like she's just everything. She is everything and everyone. She's amazing. If you look at this card, it's beautiful. She's like everything. She flies. She's got wings. She's like, she is the universe. It's very similar type of energy. Okay, so that is number, what is it? 45. So number 9, the humanitarian, a lot of wisdom to be shared. Oh, and it's energy 7. So energy 7 is the crown chakra. So we're seeing the crown chakra lighting up, realizing I am you and you are me, and we are souls connected beyond time and space. Such a beautiful card. Can I just sit it right there so you guys can see it? Yeah. Okay, so the key concept, the mystical and ineffable part of life, trusting in the invisible world without understanding it, recognizing that some things cannot be known in advance and are not meant to be grasped intellectually. The awareness that everything is as it should be seen, everything is as it should be, even if it doesn't make sense. So beyond our ordinary world, defined by our memory, our intellect, and our 5 senses, is a mystical realm of beauty, magic, and extraordinary potential. This is the spiritual realm, the quantum reality, called by some the great mystery. This place doesn't operate under the same laws we're used to, but rather has its own way of working that is perfect, though hard for us to understand. When you want to know what is to come, the nature of something, or where you're heading, it's natural to turn to a trusted oracle and expect some kind of answer that will inform your view of how things are, might be, or should be. Sometimes this is not possible because the elements cannot be named or are not yet in place. Things may still be in flux, so you cannot know and may never be meant to know. No matter how hard you try to understand why something happened or how or when it will happen, now is the time to surrender to not knowing. The mystery is a mystery because it is at present unknowable and is yet unmade. So things that haven't even been set in motion yet. So sometimes we ask about things that we even have not even decided in time and space if we wanted to go down that route. So the way my foresight works is things that have been solidified is what I see. A decision that has been solidified. So if somebody has been planning something for blah, 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 or it's been on their mind, I pick up on it, right? But if it hasn't been solidified yet, it's hard. It's in flux. It can go any which way. So what is waiting for you lies beyond the ordinary, but it has not yet chosen its shape, its path. And this could be love. This could be love. Like, we want something, but we don't know who this person or what is. And that's because we just haven't decided in the universe what kind of path we want and what shape we want it to come in. We just allow the universe to bring it to us. And so the universe has to shape it because we're giving the universe free reign on how to shape this that we are trying to manifest. We're putting it in the universe's hands. So what is waiting for you lies beyond the ordinary, but it has not yet chosen its shape, its path, and the manner by which it will be delivered. Your job is to stay the course, allowing whatever comes to be exactly as it will, without trying to ascertain anything in advance. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm seeing a soul connection, manifesting a love connection, and not caring about, not worrying about how it's going to come or when it's going to come or in what form it's going to come, but just having faith that it will come. And that it is coming and it is here in time and space. It just hasn't been solidified. So this can be anything you're manifesting. Doesn't necessarily have to be love. It could be a partnership in work. It could be a business partnership. It could be an art project. It could be a child. It could be a home, whatever it is that you're manifesting. All the details are not there yet, but it's like clay. The clay pieces there, and it's the universe is forming it into this solid form. Maybe I'm amazed at the way you love me all the time. Maybe I'm amazed at the way I need you. I love that song. Anyway, okay, so there's your reading, guys. I'm amazed at how amazing you are. I feel like you should look in the mirror and remind yourself, like, you are like this infinite being of like vortex of possibilities. You get to manifest whatever the heck you want. Trust and guidance. I always, when I see the kitsune, I always think of trusting your spirit guides, trusting your team. And, you know, I'm also seeing a loyal and trusting partner, I guess, manifesting that. You know, in the past, you've had, you know, to work through a lot of things in relationships. And I feel like you're ready for this grand love of infinite possibility. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to have a 12-12 reading for you guys in a few days. We shall see where the universe takes me. Good night, guys.